He came into this world in a rundown corner of the American heartland, a place where hope froze over every winter and thawed just enough in summer to remind people what they were missing. His early years were defined by absence. His father vanished when he was barely old enough to remember the face, leaving a single mother to juggle graveyard shifts at a diner and cleaning houses while trying to raise a boy who already felt invisible. The house was always cold, the meals always small, the clothes always secondhand and too big or too small. School became a daily reminder of his place in the world, the quiet kid in the back row, the one who got laughed at for tripping over words when called on, the one whose lunch was a single sandwich wrapped in yesterday's newspaper because that's all there was. By his mid-teens, the weight of it all had settled deep inside him like concrete. Teachers wrote him off as unmotivated. Classmates saw an easy target. He internalized every insult, every pitying glance, every failed test score until the voice in his head repeated the same sentence on loop. You don't belong here. You never will. You're nothing, and nothing changes nothing. At 17, he walked out of high school for the last time, not in rebellion, but in surrender. The family needed money more than diplomas. He found work in a warehouse on the edge of town, loading trucks from dusk till dawn, back aching, hands calloused, mind numb. The pay barely covered rent and his mother's medical bills when the diagnosis came: cancer, aggressive, expensive. He watched her shrink day by day, her once strong hands now trembling as she tried to hold a cup. Nights were spent sitting by her bed, listening to labored breathing, feeling helpless rage build. She passed away on a bitter February evening when he was 19. He arranged the funeral with borrowed money, stood alone at the graveside in the freezing rain, and buried the last piece of family he had. That night, back in the empty house, he sat on the floor staring at cracked walls and felt the final thread of hope snap. Suicide crossed his mind, not as a dramatic thought, but as a quiet, logical option. Why keep fighting when everything fought back? But in that darkness, a small, angry flame flickered to life, not directed outward at fate or God or society, no inward. He hated the version of himself that had accepted defeat so completely. He hated how easily he had believed the lie that some people were just meant to lose. That anger wasn't pretty. It wasn't inspirational yet. It was raw, ugly, survival-grade fury, and it was enough to make him stand up. He packed what little he owned into a duffel bag and took a one-way bus to a sprawling city on the coast, a place where nobody knew him and nobody cared. He found a room in a crumbling apartment building, barely bigger than a closet, shared bathroom down the hall, roaches for roommates. His first week, he had $47 left after bus fare and first month's rent. He walked into a local gym, the kind with rusty equipment and fluorescent lights that buzzed like angry insects. He asked the owner for any job. The man looked him up and down, skinny, pale, defeated posture, and laughed. You'd break lifting a barbell. He didn't argue. Instead, he started showing up every day after warehouse shifts, mopping floors, wiping down machines, doing it for free just to be in the environment. He watched lifters train, memorized their form, asked quiet questions when the place was empty. Slowly, he began lifting himself, starting with empty bars, progressing to plates, feeling muscles wake up for the first time. Months turned into a year. His body transformed inch by inch, shoulders broadened, arms thickened, posture straightened. But the deeper shift happened in silence. He began to question the old narrative. Maybe he wasn't nothing. Maybe he was just untrained, untested, unbroken. Failure arrived again predictably. He tried launching a small personal training side gig, handmade flyers, free sessions to build testimonials, crickets. He tried dropshipping fitness gear, sank his tiny savings into stock that sat unsold. Debt mounted. Calls from collectors became daily. An eviction notice taped to his door one morning. That night, on the building's fire escape under sodium streetlights, he sat with his head in his hands and considered the easy exit once more. Her voice echoed instead. Don't let life win, baby. Fight it. He ripped the mental eviction notice in half and made a non-negotiable decision. No more partial effort. No more waiting for permission or motivation. Life was war, and he would fight it like one. The new routine started brutally. Alarm at 4 a.m. No snooze ever again. First thing, ice-cold shower to shatter comfort and wake the nervous system. Then 2 hours of training before the sun rose, running steep hills until lungs burned and legs shook, body weight circuits until muscles failed, then lifting heavy until grip gave out. Breakfast was whatever cheap, high-protein food he could afford. Dozens of eggs boiled in bulk, canned tuna, plain rice. No flavor, no joy, just fuel. After training, warehouse job. After job, more study, nutrition books from library, free online business courses on a library computer, mindset lectures on a cracked phone screen. Sleep by 10 p.m., repeat. At 23, the first real break. A gym regular watched him train one morning, saw the intensity, the refusal to quit mid-set, and asked for coaching. Paid $50 cash per session, then another client, then 3. Word spread not because of charm, he had none, but because bodies changed under his watch. Fat melted, strength appeared. Confidence grew in others because he demanded it from himself first. Income climbed. He saved obsessively, moved to a slightly less terrible apartment. Bought used barbells for home use. Then came the gut punch. He poured every saved dollar, over $15,000, into opening a small gym in a strip mall. Location looked promising. Lease signed. Equipment bought on credit. Grand opening, 5 people showed. Then the recession hit, rent spiked, members canceled, bills snowballed. 8 months later, he locked the doors for good. Everything gone, creditors hounded, former friends vanished. He couch surfed, ate instant noodles, questioned every choice. Rock bottom round 2, but this time no despair paralysis. He found a cheap mirror in a thrift store, propped it against the wall, stripped to underwear, and wrote every flaw in permanent marker. Fearful, weak under pressure, makes excuses, quits too soon, hates himself. Every morning he stood there naked, read the list aloud, and chose one to destroy that day. Fear of rejection, he made 100 cold calls for coaching clients, no script, just raw honesty. Doubt, he added an extra training session daily. Self-pity, he started volunteering at homeless shelters on weekends, seeing real suffering to kill his own complaints. Rebuild phase 2, digital pivot. He filmed raw workout videos on his phone. No editing, no music, just him sweating, grunting, talking straight about failure. Posted free on social platforms. If you're tired of losing, watch this. People responded, this guy gets it. Followers trickled, dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. Clients signed up for online programs. He created structured plans, nutrition trackers, mindset journals, daily check-ins. Wrote a short ebook, Mind Over Muscle, How to Stop Being Soft. Priced at $9. First month online, $12,000. Second, $28,000. Failures didn't stop. A business partner stole ideas and clients. Algorithm changes nuked reach overnight. Overtraining led to a shoulder injury that sidelined him for months. Pain so bad he cried alone in the dark. Each hit tested him. Each time he adapted, rehabbed smarter, diversified income, mentored his early clients into coaches, built systems instead of hoping for luck. By his mid-30s, the empire was quiet but solid. Multiple online coaching tiers serving thousands, affiliate partnerships, speaking gigs at corporate events, a small chain of no-frills gyms where people trained hard without flash. Money flowed, not flashy wealth, but freedom. More importantly, the mirror had changed. The man staring back had scars gray in his hair, eyes that had seen hell and kept going. No longer the scared boy, a warrior forged in repeated fire. He never romanticized the journey. The nights crying on fire escapes were real. The closed gym doors hurt. The injury pain was excruciating, but every low taught a truth: pain isn't the enemy, avoidance is. Comfort kills potential. The mind quits at 40%, the other 60% waits in voluntary suffering. Obsession beats motivation. Self-talk wins wars. Ownership ends excuses. To anyone feeling buried right now, your pain is valid, your failures are real, but so is your choice. Tomorrow morning, wake before the world. Face the mirror. Write your weaknesses. Attack one. Train when tired. Work when scared. Suffer on purpose so life can't break you involuntarily. Talk to yourself like a soldier in battle. This hurts. Good. Keep going. When the voice says stop, answer, not today. The man who refused to break isn't a legend on posters. He's the version inside every person who decides enough is enough. He's in you, if you choose to wake him. Oh. Your story isn't finished. It's mid-battle. Get up. Fight. Win ugly, stay relentless. The only true failure is quitting on yourself.